I'm here with 2025 Hobo Day Grand Pooba, Claire Kenoeke. How are you, Claire?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Can you just start with what is the Grand Pooba and what are kind of the responsibilities of the Grand Pooba?
Yeah, so the Grand Pooba is technically the president of Hobo Day, which is our homecoming committee here at South Dakota State. Some of the duties that I am assigned is managing the budget, applying for funds early in the year, setting the committee structure, and getting all of our committee members in place when they apply. And I'm in charge of the bummobile and kind of all of the administrative tasks of setting up meetings, making sure things run smoothly there. And then I always like to say I'm the firefighter. Any fires that may pop up throughout the year, typically deal with those. So.
How long is your reign as Grand Pooba? How often do they switch?
The application for Grand Pooba actually opens the Monday after Hobo Day, which is kind of a quick turnaround, but it's open for about 3 weeks, and then you're in place. I was in place by Veterans Day of last year, and so then from there, we open up the assistant applications, and those are typically in place by Christmas break, and then all of our committee members are in place by about February or so.
Okay. And what made you interested in Hobo Day and being involved in the Hobo Day committee?
Yeah, growing up, my parents took me to every single Hobo Day parade. We always made the drive from Pierre over to Brookings for the day. And so coming to campus, I kind of always knew that that was something I wanted to get involved with. It meant a lot to my family, and it was a lot of fun being able to celebrate it freshman year. And so when I saw that committee application open over Christmas break, my freshman year, took the chance and applied. This is my third year on the committee. It's been a lot of fun so far.
2025's theme is Chase the Horizon. What inspired the committee to choose that name, and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, the tagline is something that's kind of difficult to decide every year. We kind of like the last 10, 15 years, they've kind of done this traditional theme of the more broad, wandering ideas, but you don't want to choose anything that's too similar to what's been done, especially the last couple of years. And so as you can imagine, they're getting kind of down to words that we can use that haven't been used before. And so we kind of, as a committee, just sat down and just bounce ideas off of each other, brainstormed, and we kind of pick a lot of words that we like. And so this year, one of the words that came up was horizon. And so we kind of played around a lot with words, taglines that we could use with the word horizon in it. So there were a few variations of taglines with horizon in it, but ultimately we decided on Chase the Horizon. For me, the horizon is always out there, kind of representing any new adventure. But the best thing about a horizon is you can get to one and look around and maybe there's another. They never go away, just like adventures never stop coming.
So. Very nice. Which event are you most looking forward to for the next coming week or two?
They all are a lot of fun. They all have a special place in my heart. I think Bubble Meal is a lot of fun because I just know how much students look forward to it. And it's really fun to have an event that really brings community members into Hobo Day and gets them excited. So I'd say Bubble Meal is probably one of the most exciting. It's also the first one of the week. So energy's high at that point still. But I'm really looking forward to Bonfire this year. The last 2 years it's had to been moved inside.
Yeah.
So weather's looking good right now. So we're hoping that it can be outside this year, which will be my first time helping with it outside, so we'll see.
And where is it when it's outside?
Bonfire will be like north of the Sanford Jackrabbit Athletic Center.
Okay. Did you have a lot of committee members return from last year, or how has the transition been?
Yeah, we had a good amount of people come back from last year. I think there were only a few that chose not to come back. But other than that, we have all of the searing, so the Grand Pooba and the pre-assistant Poobas were returners, and then we have, I think, 5 or 6 returning committee members from last year. So over half the committee came back, which is really exciting. And then we have a couple newbies on the committee, and that's always fun to show them the ropes too. So
are applications usually full?
Yeah, typically. It's kind of hard because it's during Christmas break, and so kids are kind of not thinking about school, but they also kind of have their schedule set, and I don't know how many people want to jump into something new at that time. But yep, it is a pretty competitive application. So
okay. Can you explain the difference between Hobo Day and Hobo Week and why it's not Hobo Days?
Yes, that is a commonly confused term, but we unlike any other homecoming, in the state, we do Hobo Day. It is one day that we celebrate Hobo Day on, but Hobo Week is that kind of week of events before the big day.
What is your favorite button on your...
My favorite button, that is a hard one. I would have to say this one right here. My dad is also a big fan of Hobo Day, but he collects buttons. So he has almost every single button, Hobo Day button ever.
Oh, wow.
But he collects them, and he found this one. It says, "When you're number one, there's a reason," SCSU on it. And I think it's from like 61 or something like that.
Wow.
Pretty old. And he gave it to me on my freshman year Hobo Day or Hobo Week. He was in town for a meeting, and we got lunch together, and he had this button, and he gave it to me and said, "You can wear it this week, but you have to give it back." I never gave it back, so maybe eventually I will, but that's probably my favorite button.
That's there's some events like Hobo Gear Prep Night is this week already on Thursday. What would you say to students, be they upperclassmen or freshmen, that want to join in and on the fun?
Yeah, come to all of our events. The only one you have to sign up before is Bubba Meal. All the other ones you can show up. They're all free of charge. I always we go into the freshman seminar classes, and I always tell them that we do a lot of work in planning and preparation, but it's really for the students to be able to enjoy it. And I hope they partake in all of the fun. Hobo Week, I like to think, is the best week of the semester, and it's a lot more fun when students get involved with it too.
Mm-hmm. The Bubba Meal usually fills up really quickly.
Yes. We have spots for about 700 students to come and eat this year, and that one's a magical event. They all are super cool, but Bubba Meal, it's really interesting to see, because community members sign up and say how many students they can feed. Then we get groups of students, and so kind of playing that Tetris to make sure that whoever signed up for 20 students is only getting 20 students, and that's a really interesting game to play.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that people are still with their friends and able to,
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything in particular we should look out for this year? Is there anything unique this year event-wise?
Honestly, I think we're sticking with the tradition pretty well. We'll see what each event day kind of brings. Sometimes there's some unknown factors on the day of, but I think it should be pretty similar to last year's.
Can you talk about Hobo Day? Obviously has a super rich history. There's only been 2 times where it's ever been canceled, which is crazy. What does it mean to be able to be a part of that?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a lot of fun, let me tell you, and it's really fun. A lot of the committee alumni are still really involved, and so getting to be part of this network of like-minded people that wanted to do something for SDSU is really exciting, and it's fun to hear their stories. It's also really fun to talk to older alumni just of the university, and when you tell them that you're on the Hobo Day committee, they will probably tell you more than one story from their Hobo Week, and they'll ask intricate questions about Hobo Day and if we still have traditions alive, and a lot of the times I don't know what they're talking about, and I say, I'll look into it, maybe we can bring it back. But it's really fun to see these alumni of SDSU's faces just absolutely light up, and when they remember their time at SDSU, Hobo Day is probably one of the first thing that comes to mind. And so just knowing that we're getting to put on these events for students in 50 years to talk about from their time at SDSU is just something that's so meaningful, and it's really just makes the hard days worth it. The late nights, early mornings, it's all worth it. So
yeah. Well, thank you, Claire, for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Back to you guys in the studio.